What's up, guys? Welcome back to today's episode of The Sports Sermon. We are brought to you by Scooch, the most functional phone case on the market. Check out ScoochCase.com to get yours today and use the code SPORTS18, sports with a Z, of course, to get a 10% discount on your order. Stay tuned till the end for a special Scooch giveaway as well. But now, today's episode.
And welcome inside. As you can tell by the title, today we have another NFL team preview for you guys, and we are going to be talking about the Indianapolis Colts. I am Dylan Staggy here today with Jason Gandhi, Dan Majors, and Zach Munson, and the Colts are the hometown team, and we have a couple of Colts haters on today, Jason and Dan. So this
I'm not
this might get a little
I'm not
contentious.
even a Colts hater either.
My family loves the Colts.
No, you're a hater.
My mom's a big Colts fan too, yeah.
Yeah, so
We want them to do well.
Okay, that's not true. But,
dude, okay.
We do. We
just have differing opinions.
There is no team.
Dude, we're already starting off.
Guys, hold on. I got to make this clear real fast. There is no team that I want to play bad except for the Denver Broncos and Kansas City Chiefs every single year. I want all 30 other teams to be successful. I do not care at all. The thing is, I predict them to not be good, so then it's me hating on them when I am currently just being realistic about the expectations for the Indianapolis Colts and not getting caught up in the state that I live in.
Exactly.
Bam. Continue.
Bing, bang, boom. Let's go.
Okay, so the Colts had a big offseason. They tried to hire Josh McDaniels, but Josh McDaniels is not a very nice guy, so he left. The Colts ended up hiring Frank Reich, the Eagles' offensive coordinator, to fill that head coaching position. And then they also had a big draft, trading down from number 3 to the number 6 position in the draft, drafting Quentin Nelson with that pick, and then they also had 4 second-round picks. So the Colts were busy this offseason. In free agency, didn't really do too much. Signed Eric Ebron and Ryan Grant to help out the offense. Their 2 biggest additions to the team. Also Austin Howard at right tackle. I like that signing. But let's get into our first question of the day. We talked about the Frank Reich hire. What do you guys think about that?
First thing, I mean, it's better than Pagano because, like, any of us could coach better than Pagano.
Jeez.
So, yeah, but I do like it. I mean, it's fine. In regards to McDaniels, I wasn't a fan of him because I thought he was too immature, but I thought the one thing he would do really well is get the ball out of Luck's hands faster, and that's really my biggest expectation for Frank Reich. I hope he does those same things for Andrew Luck. If he gets Andrew Luck back to playing the way that he played before his injury, he will have done more than enough for this team. Whether I think that's realistic or not, I think that's kind of the expectation that Colts fans have for Coach Reich, and I hope it happens.
Yeah, I think it's a very solid hire as he took an injury-ridden Eagles offense and won a Super Bowl.
Without calling plays, though. He didn't call the plays. That's something that sticks out to me. Not
Who
that,
did call plays?
Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson. I just think that's something that's like, not like a red flag, it's kind of like a yellow flag. I wonder how that'll adjust. But yeah, keep going.
But at least you're getting the winning offensive coordinator of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I see some optimism for the Colts fans here, but I don't think it'll be a quick turnaround as this team isn't talented enough to do that.
I like the Frank Reich hire as well, obviously. Successful with the Eagles, and I just have always preferred to have head coaches as being former offensive coordinators instead of defensive coordinators.
Yeah, he was saying that before they made the hire.
Anything.
He's been saying that for a while.
I always wanted them to get an offensive coordinator. I think they're more aggressive, and I like having an aggressive team because obviously we can have an air raid offense with Luck. Need help with the receiver position, but yeah, I feel like defensive coordinators are usually like too passive, and
I mean, I don't mind a defensive.
I don't mind it, but like I prefer offensive coordinators.
But I think it depends what team you have. Like if you have Andrew Luck, you're hiring an offensive head coach, and that's why Pagano didn't make sense. I do like this Frank Reich hire. He's a fantastic leader and a good offensive mind. Like Jason said, the only downside that I have with him is that he didn't call plays in Philly, so you don't know how much credit he really deserves for their success. But I still think he's a great hire for the Colts, though. But let's talk about this whole offseason as a whole. You can go into whatever part of it. What do you guys like and not like about it?
I mean, I think just to sum it up, I think they're building and they're getting better. They drafted Quentin Nelson, Deion Kane, and others. They signed Nico Autry, Eric Ebron, Ryan Grant, and others. The reason I brought up those names is because those are the guys that I kind of really liked of those signings. I love the Quentin Nelson pick. He brings like an edge and just an attitude that the Colts are missing. I really liked the Deion Kane pick. I told Dylan that the minute it happened. I got it on my phone. I said, hey, that kid's going to be special for you. I really like him because I think he can develop into one heck of a slot receiver. Free agency-wise, I thought Ebron was a really good pickup to pair with Luck. He's been really inconsistent, but if he can show flashes of what we thought he was going to be coming out of college. Alongside, they picked up Nico Autry. I thought he was a little pricey for how he played in Oakland, but positionally it makes sense. All in all, this could be a few years of a rebuilding project. I don't think this is going to be a this year playoff team, but in general, this could be an offseason that we look back at in a few years and say, hey, that was the start of the upswing for the Colts. But for now, I don't think any moves they made instantly change this team.
I don't think their offseason was as great as what you think. I mean, they got the most NFL-ready player in Quentin Nelson, and he will be a stud for a long time. I think they definitely have the most improved offensive line in the league after the additions of Matt Slauson and Austin Howard. But other than the coaching hire and the offensive line additions, I wasn't that thrilled about it. I mean, Eric Ebron and Ryan Grant, they'll be okay additions on offense, but they lose Frank Gore and Dante Moncrief. The most questionable move, though, was letting Rashawn Melvin walk in free agency and then not taking a single player in the secondary in the draft. So there are a lot of question marks for me coming into the season now.
Yeah, I think I was kind of surprised I didn't draft anyone in the secondary in the draft. But I guess that just makes it more important for Quincy Wilson to step up. Because last year, kind of a mystery as to why he didn't play very much. So as a Colts fan, I'm really, really hoping that he improves and can live up to his second round draft grade. So obviously Quentin Nelson's a home run pick. I also like the Braden Smith pick. Jason doesn't really like him a lot. The guard from Auburn. I think it's good, but it's going to cause either Muhort he might have to move to right tackle, which I'm kind of... What do you got? Do you think he's going to stay at guard or move to right tackle?
No, I think it'll be Denzel Good or Austin Howard at the right tackle this season.
Right. Yeah, I also like Darius Leonard and the Kamoko Toure. I like the athletic front seven guys. So I think they had a pretty good offseason, definitely above average. Definitely going to help them.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Ballard said this offseason that he felt like the Colts got bullied at times last year in the trenches, and I think that was definitely true, and the Colts had just a fantastic offseason for that, spending 4 of their first 5 picks, all in the first 2 rounds, on guys that are going to play in the trenches, 2 guards and 2 defensive ends. It is a little bit frustrating for me as a Colts fan that more pieces weren't added during free agency because Andrew Luck is coming back this season, and I mean, with Luck back, I think the Colts can do a lot of things. I think he makes a big difference. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But
who do you want them to get? Like, do you have any names specifically you're looking at?
Just mostly cornerbacks. I mean, the Colts are still looking at Bashad Breeland.
You had to get somebody in the secondary.
He's visiting the Raiders today. Hopefully he goes there.
Yeah, I mean, the safeties are fine, and Hooker and Geathers, I think those are really good. But the cornerbacks and middle linebacker, too, is a big concern. Darius Leonard might play their second-round draft pick a little bit this season. But also, one more thing that I wish the Colts would have added was a 3-down running back, especially since you spent 2 of the first 3 picks on guards this season. I mean, Marlon Mack and Nyheim Hines are both going to be solid pass-catching running backs, but since you spent all of that draft stock on guards, I think it would have been nice to help out with a better 3-down back for running game. But let's get into Andrew Luck. How healthy do you think he is this season, and how much of an impact does his health have on the Colts' record?
I guess Jason wants me to go first this time. He's going to try to roast me, I guess. But I was very, 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 very happy when I got the Bleacher Report update that Andrew Luck will have 0 limitations going into camp. I hope like it is what I think it is. I mean, if they're going to do everything through it with an actual football, not like a high school football. Mm-hmm. So that was very, very exciting to hear. I'm hoping that means that he plays week 1. I mean, Is that what you guys think? Like he's going to play week 1?
Yeah, I mean he's on track to.
Yeah,
right now
so,
he might even be available for the first week of preseason. So
yeah, that's just like as a Colts fan, just thinking that Luck's going to play like is just crazy to me. Like hasn't happened for so long, but I mean it's night and day with Andrew Luck. The impact that he has on the Colts roster. It's when he plays, they win games, and when they don't, they lose games. I think it's kind of as simple as that. Don't have the most talented roster around Luck, as we've been saying. They're improving, but they're not going to have like a. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. Maybe if next year, the year after that. But it's actually tremendous how much impact he has, and how much impact it has on the morale of the city, and how many people will go to the games.
all right, so I think it'll take a few games for Luck to get up to the pace that he was before he got injured. But once he does, I think he'll be rolling and back to normal. He is pain-free, like Zach said. Unlike last year, he's going to be ready for the regular season. And I mean, this is a lot different than last year. Last year was just Irsay saying that he would be back and making all these bold claims. But Chris Bauer, the GM, never really gave it a timeline. And Luck has admitted that last year he tried to press back. This year, he is pain-free. And also, the Colts have the best offensive line that Andrew Luck has ever had. So I think he's a lot safer throwing the ball. And what kind of impact this will have on the Colts' record. I mean, you look at the 5 years that Luck played, 11, 11, 11, 8, and 8 wins. And he played hurt in those last 2 seasons. Even in the last half of the the second 8-win season, he didn't even play. So he just has such an insane impact on the Colts.
Yeah, so I think the offensive line, it will definitely help if he does get on the field. But I don't think he plays in over half the games this year based on the fact that there have been so many question marks these past 2 years. If Luck plays in all 16, then I think they can flirt with a 7-9 record, but the team around Luck just isn't good enough to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think in terms of how he'll impact the Colts, I mean, I think we all think that the Colts are obviously better with Andrew Luck. I don't think that's anything crazy. I think for me, the difference is I just do not think Andrew Luck will play 16 games in his career ever again. For this season specifically or not, this team just doesn't have enough talent to be successful. They're in the toughest division in the AFC. They have no premier running back, no wide receiver, 2 worth noting. Andrew Luck, T.Y. Hilton, and Jack Doyle aren't good enough in a division that features the league's best defense and one of the most talented offenses last year, getting back to full strength. Like, if Andrew Luck is healthy, they might win 6 games, and if not, they're winning 3 to 4. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm just worried to be optimistic about Andrew Luck because Irsay said last year he's going to be ready for the regular season. Pagano said last year they'd be ready for the start of the regular season. And Reggie Wayne said that he'd be ready for the start of the regular season. I mean, for me, until I see him on the field for the first time, I'm not going to believe it. And it's not anything of, like, hatred or anything. It's just a matter of I'll see it when I believe it because we've heard of so many things over these last 2 years. So, like, I hope he's back because it makes Indiana football that much more fun because nobody wants to go watch Scott Tolzien play the Rams and get shut out the first week like last year. But I just don't – I hope it happens. I don't think it will because I just don't think this guy is going to play 16 games in his career ever again.
So you think he'll play
Why not?
Why don't I think he'll play 16 games ever again?
Yeah.
I think this shoulder injury is a bigger issue. I mean, right now we're in the age where guys are getting back from ACL injuries in less than a year. Shoulder injuries, there's no reason it should be a 2-year process. Like, there's guys that are having Achilles injuries that are getting back in a year that are worse than shoulder injuries. ACL injuries are worse than shoulder injuries, and yet this guy took 2 years.
That's a pretty serious injury for someone that uses their shoulder on every play, though.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely serious, but I mean, but Achilles and ACLs are just bigger. It's like in this day and age of medicine, guys are getting back so much faster than they have ever before, and Andrew Luck's not. And I think that's concerning, and the fact that he was supposed to be ready by 3-4 different Colts guys saying, yeah, he's going to be ready for the regular season. Then he wasn't. Then he turned into week 4. Then it turned into the bye week. Like, maybe he is going to play week 1 against the Bengals, I think so you guys have. They play the Bengals week 1, but then once he takes those first 5, 6, 7 hits, what happens when he gets a little banged up? Like, I personally think that I don't see him being durable enough to sustain a 16-game season in his career ever again because it took him so long to get back. And, yeah, some people might think that as a positive, but I definitely don't because I think there's got to be a deeper issue here if it took you 2 years to get back when guys are getting back from, like I said, ACL, Achilles, all these bigger injuries in half the time.
I have 2 questions. So, as of now, do you think he'll play week 1? Also, How many games do you think he'll play this year?
Like a specific number, like a ballpark. I have no idea if he played 9 versus 10 or something, but I don't think he plays.
Give me a ballpark.
I don't think he plays more than 12. I don't think he plays more than 12 games.
Will he play week 1?
And as of right now, I mean, everyone's saying he is. So if I'm a Colts fan, I'd say yeah, he's going to play. But like, I won't believe it until I see him on the field.
Exactly.
Like once I see him in a uniform warming up. I mean, if he plays preseason, that'd be awesome to see. Then you can really see, hey, how's this guy looking? So like, if I'm a Colts fan, I want to see him in the preseason, but. Right. Until I see him on the field week 1 versus Cincinnati Bengals, I'm not going to believe it.
I mean, he has taken that extra step this year because he actually is throwing footballs, unlike last year where it took him to like week 7 or 8 to even throw a football, and then they had to shut him down because he still had pain in his arm.
And what if there's pain tomorrow? The week that's why I don't think.
I mean, now he has been throwing footballs for a
good.
while, and now he's pain free.
I mean, training camp started yesterday, so like it's not like this has been a like he hasn't been throwing footballs for 3-4 weeks like he did.
He has.
No, he hasn't. They haven't. It's been the off season.
He can throw footballs in the off season.
Not with the team. Like he has not been throwing with the team for 3-4 weeks. What's happening is when the first week of training camp he starts to feel pain in his shoulder again. Like,
but he can still throw footballs like at his own gym though. Like,
yeah, I'm sure he can, but like I'm saying we haven't seen him throw a football in 5 weeks now, or whatever it's been since we saw that last video, and he hasn't been at training camp, so nothing's guaranteeing he's been throwing these last 5 weeks. So my point is he's taken more time off, so now he comes back. Now he's throwing for 2 weeks in a row at training camp. What happens when he starts to feel something? What happens preseason week 1 when he gets on the field, he takes a hit, and he's throwing, oh shoot, I feel pain. Are you going to shut him down again? Like, I think this isn't he's healthy, he's good to go 100%, as it seems, because, like I said, 2 years for a shoulder injury is way too long in this day and age. Which it is.
Let's say he does play in all 16. I'm not sure he will ever be the same as what he was, too. You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, my dad has a friend who's like a doctor that used to be a shoulder surgeon. He said like the type of injury he had, he will not be able to throw the deep ball as well as he used to, and he'll be a dink and dunk guy for the rest of his career. If that's 10, 12 yards, that's great, but T.Y. Hilton's not known for his route running. He's known for his speed and his beating cornerbacks. Like, I think the receivers they have of T.Y. Hilton, Ryan Grant, Darius Fountain, and Deion Kane are all... like Deion Kane, T.Y. Hilton, they're both speed guys. They're going to beat guys off the line. And if Luck can't make that throw consistently, how is this team going to be successful? I mean, it's just a question mark I have going into the season.
Okay, so let's assume that Luck is all the way back and he's healthy, plays all 16 games. What do you have the Colts doing?
I'd say they flirt with a 7-9 record.
I don't think that's realistic. I don't think that's going to be ever possible.
Exactly.
But if he does, though.
But why would I talk like that? If I don't think it's going to happen, I'm not going to talk
I mean,
about
it's definitely a possibility.
But he's 100% back to normal. I don't think he ever will be. Like, if I had to put money on it, I'm not going to say this guy is ever going to go back to the level he has.
Right, but if he does, it's a possibility. Like, you don't think it will happen, but it's a possibility.
I mean, hypothetically... Okay, let's
so hypothetically say that they get a star receiver and they get Des Bryant. Like, I mean, that could happen, but it probably won't. Like, who cares? Like, that a lot of things can change this team based on injuries and all that, but, like, I do not think Andrew Luck's going to stay healthy. So, even if he plays 12 games, like I think he's going to, I think they'll have 6 wins max. If he doesn't play that many games, they'll win 3 to 4. That's why I see their season going out. I don't see a way they get over 6 wins this season.
Even if he plays all 6 games?
He won't, but yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Wait, but
tell me who's going to score for them. Don't tell me you're going to bank on Marlon Mack or Nyheim Hines.
Why not? Marlon Mack was great last season.
Yeah, when he was a backup. Great backups don't mean they're going to be great starters.
I mean, like, when he was on the field, he was really good. He didn't even have
As a change of pace back for their starter. We have yet to see him get the bulk of the carries. He was good when he got to spell at Frank Gore for 2-3 plays, and then come back out, and then come back in for 2-3 plays, and come back out. Like, this guy is a second-year back that was drafted in the 5th or 6th round. T.Y. Hilton is their only guy, besides Andrew Luck, that's worth going, I trust this guy to score me touchdowns.
It's not like he had so much help when he went 11-5 those 3 straight seasons. Like,
I looked at the rosters.
He had a heck of a lot more than this.
No, he didn't. I looked at the rosters.
Yes, he did.
2 of the 11-win teams, I think this year's roster is better than.
Please find me them right now. I would like to hear how they're better than this because you don't have a running back.
I mean, Marlon Mack is a running back. They drafted 2 running backs.
How many carries did Marlon Mack have last year? You have it right in front of you, don't you?
No.
Bottom 5 of backfields in the
they
league.
Definitely do not have a back.
When have the Colts ever had a dominant running game?
Edgerrin James when they were the.
No, with Luck. Like, never. Like.
Yeah, but he was healthy and good, and he had receivers. They don't have
I
that.
think he'll be healthy.
They don't have healthy
Frank
or
Gore
receiver.
was a lot better than what you have now.
Yeah.
Frank Gore was like a 4-yard per carry guy. Like
That's good.
No.
4 yards per carry gets you first downs if you run it every single play. You're scoring at that rate. Like 4 yards per carry, I would take every single day.
I mean, that's not like a good running back though.
Better than Marlon
Yeah,
Mack and Naeem Hines,
it really
Jordan
is.
Wilkins, and Robert Turbin.
It's not. I wouldn't say he's better, but I wouldn't say this year's better. But I think that's one position, and I think that's only a small downgrade.
But that's a small. Okay. How are you going to tell me that the running back's a small position if they know you can't run? Andrew Luck is going to die. Your offensive line might have been improved, but they're not top 5. They're not top 10 in the league. And you're playing a team with Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt rushing you. You've got a team like Calais Campbell, Marcel Darius. Then you've got Yannick Ngakoue coming off the other side. Like, he's going to die next year. They don't have a running game. And the Titans have an improved pass rush with Harold Landry and Rashaan Evans coming from the draft. Like, all 3 teams in their division have crazy good pass rushers. And their offensive line is improved, but if you cannot run the ball, there is no way that these Colts are going to be successful. I would get the hype if you guys thought Marlon Mack was going to be a 1,000-yard back, or you thought he was going to be a 1,500-yard back, then maybe. But if you guys think he's going to be, like, fine, like, I think everyone...
I mean, they have, like, a very solid running back by committee with Mack, Hines, and Wilkins.
Who is Jordan Wilkins? Like, who is he?
The
Like,
5th-round pick running back from Ole Miss.
He's a rookie.
what did Ole Miss do last year? Like, I mean, like, he's
what
not
his team
good.
did does not mean he's bad.
It doesn't mean, like, what I'm saying is, like, you're not going to
Harold
tell me
Landry, the Boston College was not like a 10
he was one of the leading sack leaders in the
Right, but like the team doesn't mean if like you're good or bad or not.
Okay, what did he do at Ole Miss last year, Zach? Come on.
No idea.
Exactly. Yeah, get off
He was
me,
like the
please.
best player.
Yeah, like, okay. But my point is, like, a pretty good running back by committee. You look at the teams, they're definitely bottom 7 at best. Like,
Oh, yeah.
name 3 teams that have worse running backs. I would take the Dolphins, who have just Frank Gore and Kenyon Drake, over the Colts. Like,
I mean, that's a fine running back crew, though.
but you just told me that Frank Gore's not that much of a downgrade from them, so
Yeah.
that's my point. Is like,
But
that,
Kenyon Drake's better than everyone you just named.
that's what's getting you up in the morning, Kenyon Drake. I mean,
He's the
Come
best
on
player
now.
that you named. Like,
but like, you're telling me the Colts have a good running back by committee, but like,
I mean, solid. They'll get the job done. Like, they're not.
what
gonna,
is the job? 50 yards?
I don't know enough to
Win games?
help the Colts. Yeah, win games.
You're telling me this running back committee is enough to help the Colts win games?
I mean,
How?
yes, they'll be fine.
What kind of season are you expecting from Marlon Mack? You must be expecting to be a 100-yard rusher like every game.
We're not.
Then how are you going to
We'll be
win?
fine.
Give me the game plan on how the Colts win, please. I actually want to know. Like, and break down how do the Colts beat the Oakland Raiders, Week 8, October 28th at Oakland.
We're not
How do they
saying
beat
I
them?
mean,
We're not saying
That's
they're
an
gonna be like,
average team.
we're not saying they're going to be like a 13-3 team. They're going to be like an average, like maybe a little below
Oakland is
average
going to be
team.
average as well. So you should be average teams. Oakland, a very even team. How are you going to beat them?
I mean, quick.
You're
that-
not.
Like you're like every play, 1st and 10.
No, I want to
Like,
be like,
second-
what's the
second-
game plan?
Dylan, what do you got?
We have
I mean,
Andrew
Let's-
Luck.
hey, let's hear it.
No, you don't!
Okay, I mean, you get the ball out quickly with Andrew Luck. I mean, you have a couple of pass-catching backs, T.Y. Hilton, and a couple of solid tight end weapons in Doyle and Ebron.
Yeah,
They have to
yeah,
block
tight end's
first. You're not
pretty good.
getting the ball out quick with a tight end. Like, you're not getting quick slants to the tight end. I'll give you T.Y. Hilton, but he's not exactly a premier route runner. Like, the dude is known for beating guys over the top.
Other
If
than
you're talking about
Hilton, I don't
Yeah,
see a lot.
I mean, T.Y. is definitely, like, yeah, it's a great, like, he's a great receiver. He's probably top 10 in the league. Like, he's a very good receiver. But besides that, like, you're not going to beat 28 of the 32 teams with a one receiver, a banged up but healthy enough quarterback, and a garbage running back by committee. Like, that's what I'm saying is, like, I'm trying to just, like, see where you guys are coming from. Where do you see their, like, how do you see them getting wins? Like, I don't see how they're going to beat the Giants. How are they going to beat the Cowboys? How are they going to beat Oakland? How are they going to beat Buffalo? Like, what are they going to do?
Because
They're not going to run the ball.
they have Andrew Luck, and when Andrew Luck has played, he's
3
won
years ago?
11, 11, 11, 8, and
That's
8
literally
wins.
why we think they're going to be like not be terrible.
okay,
It's
but
because Andrew Luck.
again, you don't know how great Luck will be. You don't know how many
Okay,
games he will play.
I'm assuming that.
But why?
Yeah, why?
Why are you going off this assumption when doctors have come out and said that he might not be able to throw the ball as fast or as far? When he's supposed to be healthy last year, he wasn't. This is taking longer than we thought. They don't have enough receiving core to make up for if he is inconsistent. You keep saying these things that he's going to be back to normal, but why he's going back to normal? Like, where is
Because he has no limitations.
But he has the last 2 years.
Wait, no, he doesn't.
Okay, you don't know that. They have lied to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that's
Dylan,
not the
hold on.
Dylan,
You told me last year the Colts were going to be an average defense on whatever day that podcast came out because Andrew Luck was going to be playing. That was in the middle or the beginning of August. So you thought he was playing in the beginning of August. We are before the beginning of August right now. A lot can change.
Yeah, and he's actually thrown a football. Plus, he sat out for a whole.
He threw a football
year.
last year, and then he had to get shut down again.
Yeah, in the middle of the season.
What's your point? That's closer
and
to
that
now.
was for like 3 days. He's thrown a football for much longer now.
Where? They've been off. That's my point. Is that you don't have any, like, he hasn't been throwing that much. Like, we're going to see in training camp if he can sustain a week.
He's been working out in California. He's been at OTAs throwing balls.
They don't have OTAs. It's been off season. That video came out 5 weeks ago. That's my point.
Yeah, so he's been throwing for 5 weeks.
No, OTAs haven't been going for 5 weeks. Do you know how the NFL season works? They have an off season.
Do you know that you can throw without actually being on camera?
Whoa!
Yeah, I do. Do you know that he was supposed to be throwing 2 years ago, and this has been a 2-year process where he heard he was healthy? Like, until I see it on camera, why the heck are we going to believe the Colts?
You saw it on camera.
One time! Oh, he can throw one pass. He's healthy. Ready to go, guys. Like, 2 years. Last year, we were told he's healthy in the beginning of August. We were told he's going to play. He's going to play. Expect him week 1. Expect him week 1. Later than we are now. Who cares what they're saying right now?
Just
the fact of the matter,
dude. I just don't understand.
I mean, why assume that he's going to be hurt then?
Because
we've seen the last 2 years.
Yeah, we have proof that he.
I mean, before that, he played 5 years, played through injuries.
And how did it work out? He had a kidney laceration that kept him out. Then it turned into a shoulder, and then it turned into every other injury you could think of.
And he was still fine when he played.
How'd they do his last season when he had a kidney laceration? They won 8 games, and he didn't even play half the season. Like, they clearly didn't do fine. They're not winning 8 games if he plays half the season this year.
Okay, I think he will be healthy and will play the season.
Dan keeps saying the same thing. Why? What is getting you like, oh yeah, Andrew Luck's going to be healthy? There is no reason to believe he's going to be healthy. Like, there is no evidence. It's like, oh yeah, he's definitely going to be healthy besides seeing him throw the ball for a 30-second clip. Like, who cares about a 30-second clip? Like, Week 8 at Oakland in the middle of October, how are the Colts going to beat a team?
I feel like we're arguing over something that cannot be, like, proven through facts. Like, you think he's going to be, like, not healthy. We think he's going to be healthy. Like, there's not much, like, else arguing we can do. Like, we don't, like, live at his house and know how many balls he's throwing every single day. Like, we're not going to be able to, like,
That's the new project. That's where
settle this
dispute. Sports Sermon is bringing the camera to Andrew Luck's house.
We're not going to, like, settle this, like, this dispute in any way. It's going to, like, the same thing's going to be said every single second. Like, we think he's going to be, you know, healthy for week 1. You guys think he's, like, not really going to be. So,
I mean, I think he can play week 1. I just don't think he's going to be healthy.
Right, so, like, there's no point in keep on arguing if, like, we're saying the same exact things back and forth. You know?
Yeah.
All right. So,
I'm just saying.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, let's move on to our record prediction, our place in the division, and whether the Colts can make the playoffs.
I have them going 7-9. I think Luck should be healthy at the start of the season, and not a very talented team around him. But when he plays, they win games. So that's why I'm going 7-9.
Yeah, I mean, I say 9-7 because when Luck plays, they win games. I think it's 8 or 9 wins. I think they're obviously the talent around him is not good. I think the Colts are still building that. I love what Chris Ballard's doing. I think it's still a few years away from being a top team, but I mean, Andrew Luck has never had good talent around him, and has still won games. So I think 8 to 9 wins. I still think they're the 4th best team in the AFC South because the AFC South is very good. Playoffs, I think they'll be in the hunt, but I would say probably not right now.
I'm going to go 5-11. They obviously finished last in the division. I think they get 1 win in the division maybe, but I don't see a way they can be in the playoff picture at all.
Yeah, I have them at 5-11. I mean, they opened with 5 of their first 7 games away, so I don't think it's very unrealistic to say they could win. They could be 1-6, 2-5 going in after those 7 games. Their roster is terrible. The 5 wins I see are Cincinnati, the Jets, Miami, Buffalo, and then maybe Tennessee. I gave them the Tennessee game, so I have them at 5-11, but I would not be shocked to see them picking 1st or 2nd next year when it comes to the draft. Obviously, they're in 4th place in this division, and hell no in regards to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, if you really think Andrew Luck's not going to play, then I would agree with you.
I think he'll play. I just don't think he's going to be healthy.
I think he's going to play enough games. He's going to get hurt. He's going to be set. We're going to hear that Andrew Luck had another setback this week, and then he's going to be out for the rest of the season. Jacoby Brissett's going to be in, and their schedule is just not easy enough to be able to get wins against teams like that if Jacoby Brissett's playing or it hurt Andrew Luck's playing.
Jacoby Brissett?
That's him.
There you go.
One of the best backups in the league.
Would you rather
have
Brissett?
Same thing as Marlon Mack. Him and Marlon Mack might be one of the best backups in the league. Does not mean you're going to be a good starter.
All right, so that's going to do it for today's episode. If you heard the intro, Jason mentioned that contest for Scooch. So if you comment on this video, let us know what you think about the Colts this season, or subscribe to our channel on any of our platforms, YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, whatever. You'll be entered into a contest for a Scooch Wingman case. So any last thoughts on the Colts?
Zach, I have one final question for you. Last year, after the Colts played the Titans, we heard that Malik Hooker was a bust. Are you standing by that comment going into this season?
No, I'm going to watch him play for another year.
Do you think he'll be good this year? That was my real question. I was just saying that because I knew it was a big debate.
No, I'm not going to say he's a bust. I mean, I hope he's good. I don't know. He played how many games did he play last year?
Not many.
I mean,
I know he's on the
very talented.
He's on the pup list to start. So
yeah, he's very talented. I mean,
he
he gets a lot of interceptions. So he got several last year.
Yeah, I'm saying, do you think he'll be good?
I don't know. I hope so. I mean, if I had to choose between if he'll be good or bad this year, I'll say he'll be good this year.
I think so. Good.
But that one game against the Titans, I was very, very mad at him for what he did. So
heat of the moment type.
Heat of the moment, yeah, because he ran away from a tackle. He showed me how, yeah. But yeah, go on.
Yep. That was my last question. I was just, I remembered that. I was like, hey, I got to see what you think about Malik still.
Yeah.
Right, that's fair.
All right, but that's all we have for today. Make sure you check out our channel for all the rest of our NFL team previews, and we will see you very soon with some more.
Go Colts.